Hey guys, my name is James, and today is day 60 of our extended 45 enhanced, multifaceted, um, modified, enhanced community extreme community quarantine here in Metro Manila, the Philippines. Yeah, it's the day the day today is May 13, 2020, and it's peak summer here, so it's quite hot and sunny outside. And yeah, I just I'm about to feel a bit sweaty in a few moments from now, so I'm gonna make this a bit quick. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys an update from my last vlog from day 50. Right now, uh, there's a recent announcement from the government for which they said that certain areas in the country will have a modified form of general quarantine based on how many cases, how bad is the COVID-19 infections are in those places. Among them, of course, Metro Manila. So starting uh, beginning May 16, on the 16th of May, Metro Manila and a few other regions and cities and other municipalities in the country will be placed under a modified general community quarantine. Right now, I don't have a clear idea of how exactly that means to, but from what I've read and hear on the radio, there will be some easing down on certain restrictions uh, by way of opening up the transportation sector, uh, opening up certain places of work, especially on this uh, government services and a few others. But there will be certain guidance that has to be followed, for example, social distancing and such. And right now, it feels like after 60 days that there hasn't been any or there hasn't been anything positive that has come out from this lockdown. We were expecting that the government would have done a much better job in trying to contain this pandemic, but from the looks of it, it seems like we still don't have a mass testing being done in places where there needs to be mass testing on a national scale, and there seems to be some misrepresentations of data that a research firm from the University of the Philippines found out after getting their hands on a copy of the statistics and other data from the Department of Health. So that puts into question on how much work has been done by the government in the effort of minimizing the impact of this pandemic. And to make matters worse, on day 59, I believe, day 59, 57, 58, yes, day 59, May May the 5th, May 5, 2020, the government via its national government agency, the National Telecommunications Commission, have given ABS-CBN Broadcasting Corporation a cease and desist order to stop their operations immediately starting from that particular day. Uh, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this in my past live streams and vlogs, but ABS-CBN has been trying to have its uh, franchise renewed after applying for renewal, and then after several bills have been passed have been filed in the lower house of Congress, in the House of Representatives, bills from members of the lower house that calls for the renewal of the of the broadcast license of ABS-CBN in order for them to operate in the country through its more than 100 or so broadcast stations all over the country. But however, there have been efforts to stop its continued operations. So I won't mention names because it's all over the news. So you probably, if you look it up, you'll know who's who. But there have been efforts to have the networks, the companies operation shut down, and they're finding ways and loopholes in the law and such to give uh, to add to their ammo in having ABS-CBN's continued future be put into question. And yeah, and after a particular group of supposed cable operators, the FICTAP, I don't know the full name of the organization. Long story short, they've questioned certain actions made by the network in terms of their digital channels, which is practically baseless if people actually follow the digitalization of television services here in the country. Where all media companies with TV stations have to apply to have their own frequency that in the digital band, so which and each frequency allows them to have more than one digital sub channels for which they could insert programs or programming of the sort as part of an effort to transition the Philippines from analog television to digital. It's also part of a global trend that's happening right now where there's a big gradual shift in the way television is being operated, where from analog everyone has been going to digital because of the benefits it has in allowing services and programs to be delivered to consumers in a in a much easier way. Okay, that and certain personalities from the government have tried to shut the station down through petitions, through complaints to the Supreme Court. And what makes this even frustrating because the the network has long filed for renewal for some time now. I think if not 2014, 2016, and that has been pending for a very very long time. It hasn't went past the committee that's in charge of franchise renewals in the House of Representatives, and of course the lower house, the House Speaker, Senator Alan Pierre Cayetano, have basically done nothing to fast track this issue with the committee that's in charge of it. So it's pretty annoying to say the least. So after the network shut down its broadcast operations, we all thought that everything that is connected to ABS-CBN will be shut down as well. But it was very surprising that we still have cable. Cable that is owned by the people who owns ABS-CBN. So and we still also have several channels that are still on the air via cable, such as Yay, Cinema, Mix, the ABS-CBN News Channel, and several more. Except only for the two main channels that they have, ABS-CBN Channel 2 here in Metro Manila. That's their flagship station, and on Channel 23, ABS-CBN Sports and Action, ABS-CBN SNA. So yeah, it's an attack on on democracy, as it And yeah, so there's an initiative from from people connected to the network, and its supporters, to have to have the company be brought back online, or I think that's the right way to put it, to bring back ABS-CBN, to reverse their decision to have it shut down. So yeah, I think efforts have been there are ongoing efforts to stop this, and hopefully the democracy wins. So now I'm I'm really I feel uncertain at the moment on what's going to happen in the next few weeks. Once this general community modified general community quarantine takes effect starting on Sunday, I think Sunday or Monday, as long as it's May 16, May 17, or around that time. After May 15, May 15 is the last day of the current uh, extreme enhanced community quarantine. So I'm not sure if I can return to work, although I would prefer not to go to work at the moment because of the threat of possibly getting caught, catching this virus. So yeah, there's a lot that needs to take into account in order for things to work the way as it should. And from the looks of it, elsewhere in overseas, I think server countries, once they've eased down lockdown restrictions and stay-at-home orders, uh, they've been experiencing a second wave of positive cases. So that's is something that we don't want to happen here in the Philippines. So right now, I'm stuck here at home with my family. I'm blessed to have them with me, and I'm hoping that things would turn for the better. I hope a vaccine happen, and yeah, things would go back to the way it should be or better. And I just hope that people in power realize that they have a big responsibility to their constituents. This is not a time for politicking. Don't make uh, their the way they're acting is only making matters worse. And the only way to stop this, if they can get their act together, listen to the criticism of the people, and just do their job. So that's it for me. I'm sorry if you listened to almost 30 minutes of my rant. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I guess that's it for me. My name's James. Thank you very much for watching this vlog, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.